10 Players was asked what we thought of Floyd Mayweather letting the fans pick his next opponent. When we first heard this, we thought, wow, Floyd's gonna let the fans pick. Damn. That's some cool shit. Props to Floyd. Until we found out Floyd was letting us pick. From who he picked? What a fucking joke. That's like saying you're gonna let us pick what you eat next from the buffet. The baked chicken. Or fried chicken. Because your fucking ass likes chicken. Well, maybe we don't wanna see you eat chicken. Maybe we wanna see your ass try the prime ribs. Or a big fat steak. But no. That looks too dangerous for my stomach. Perhaps he'll let us pick where he vacations next. He'll pick the two places he likes most. Yeah. I let you motherfuckers pick where I vacationed. Hawaii. Or Honolulu. Hey. Maybe Floyd will let us pick his next girl too. This one. Or this one. Maybe the Heat will let us pick who they play in the finals too. Now don't get this shit twisted, because we've seen a lot of people going on a hate campaign for Floyd lately. We're not. Floyd's still our boy. We're just not that interested in his choices. And we don't give a shit if they can give him a hell of a fight. Because they're skipping in line ahead of guys who've proven more. And deserve a chance to give Floyd a hell of a fight first. So bust this. 10 Players has an idea. If Floyd's gonna make us pick an opponent we all know he can beat, then we wanna see you fight. This motherfucker right here. This is one piece of shit we all know you can beat. And 10 Players won't hold it against you. You can keep your 40 mil too. Just make sure Zim doesn't get a dime. Because we'll be the first to admit, we don't exactly have a lot of faith in DMX. Now we know a lot of fans think X is some crazy hard motherfucker. But stealing cars and sucker punching untrained victims has nothing to do with throwing hands with someone who can really fight. So to AAAA 789 full, we just wanna say we're happy this dumb shit was cancelled. Because Zimmerman could have picked a ton of celebrities. He could have asked to fight this guy. Or this guy. After all, he used to date Grace. We figure that alone would be enough to piss someone like George off. Since he seems to only wanna fight guys over 40. But he only picked black celebs. So he could have picked this guy. Or this guy. But no. They'd fuck me up. So the game, who looks like he could be Trayvon's big brother, was more than willing. Fuck yeah, I'd fight Zimmerman, the game said. But once again, Zimmerman says, no. He could have called out LL. Since he was calling out the names of famous black people who didn't submit a damn thing to him. And Cool J's over 40, but no. He looks like he'd beat the living daylights out of me. Then he comes out with, I'd fight DMX though. Like he knew DMX real well. Like he was observing the motherfucker for years. Probably dreaming of following him at night. But we're happy this insult won't be going down. Especially since the last time we saw DMX, he couldn't go 5 minutes without this, or this touching his lips. Now there's a lot of motherfuckers who smoke that can kick ass. But X looks like what he's smoking might be kicking his ass instead. Not to mention the fact that he's 13 years older than Zimmerman. And when we saw this picture, we thought, what the fuck happened to Danny Glover? And why's he so thin? Is he on crack? When the fuck did he start rapping? Then we found out it was DMX. Naturally, if that fight would have happened, we would have hoped DMX went in and beat the shit out of the fucker. We were in favor of X. But we had serious concerns that at some point during that fight, we may have heard DMX saying, I'm too old for this shit. Zimmerman's other pick was this guy. We can look at West, and clearly tell he's not whipping no one's ass. We can tell that just by the way he walks. I mean, look at that leg coordination. That shit's no good for the ring. Besides, he needs to be doing other shit. Like going on Maury Povich, to make sure he hears the words, you are the father! But don't worry West, we know it's yours. We just figure it's better you do that publicly, before Ray J goes out there writing a song called She Really Had My Kid First. But what we really found most insulting, is that a man can go out there and kill an innocent kid for being black. Get off. Then be anointed as a celebrity, and start picking famous black people to fight in the fucking ring. The man was actually picking famous black people, with the hopes of punching them in the face and knocking them the fuck out. In front of the entire world. But we will say this. When we looked at Zimmerman, We could clearly tell this goofy motherfucker's no fighter. Ultimately, we wish people would ignore the fucker so he can kill himself. And yet, we know all you racist will say.
Trayvon attacked George. Zimmerman was minding his own business running after Trayvon with his gun. Trayvon jumped on Zimmerman. Trayvon started stabbing Zimmerman ferociously. Trayvon tried to rape George. Trayvon tried to make George eat his boogers.
Blah blah blah, blah blah. Blah blah. Blah 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 blah, shut the fuck up. The only one who wants your stupid fucking opinion is you. And these guys, who made Zimmerman their poster boy, no matter what race or nationality you claim he is. As for Floyd, we won't be paying for or voting on his next opponent. People crack us up with that shit. I remember asking a teacher of mine when I was a kid, how she knew the voting system wasn't a lie. I mean, it's not like we get to see the motherfuckers counting up votes with our own eyes. We vote. Then they tell us who won. Like they can't tell us whoever the fuck they want to tell us won. Even if they didn't. And people believe the shit. That was my second grade teacher, Miss Cybele. Cool lady. Used to let me help her after school to relieve her stress. And when all that fake presidential shit went down, I thought of Miss Cybele. Not because she taught me that little lemon-sized titties are sexy too, but because she admitted foul play was possible. And I'm sure she thought of that sweet little boy who gave her a reason to comfort him every day after school. By telling her he was being abused at home. Even though he wasn't. But it was the only way I could get Miss Cybele to hug me tight, and let me lay my head on her breasts. And eventually touch them. With my lips. Tons of teachers will let you do naughty things to them, but few will admit to corruption in the system. What a great fucking lady. And Floyd's situation is no different. So our thoughts on it is that it's a load of bullshit. Because like the baked chicken, and fried chicken, Floyd's getting what he wanted all along, and making fans think they're getting what they wanted instead. And we damn sure know what most fans really want's not happening. Meanwhile, even though that's not happening, the smart fans know there are still fighters far more deserving. Are we mad at Floyd? Hell no. Fans are getting what fans accept. And if they keep accepting what they don't like is what they'll keep getting. But we will warn you. It's gonna be the fight everyone doesn't wanna see. That's gonna be the fight they wish they saw. As for Zimmerman, well, he's still fighting last we heard. Just not with DMX. They may try someone white. To seem politically correct. We'll see. But for now, he'll have to keep dreaming about it. But to AAAA 789 full, and all the people who inboxed and emailed us on this one. Even though we didn't back this fight. If you really want to know. If we had no choice but to lay a prediction on it. X isn't much for following rules. So our money would be on Zimmerman winning on paper. But X winning in the eyes of the people. From disqualification. Due to some part of Zimmerman's face. Ending up in his stomach.